Hi, I'm Leah.
And I'm Deveter, and this is Let's Chat.
Being a black girl is tough in these times because I'll never really know when I'll find mine. My true one, the person who really loves me the most, the one who'll show me off and often boast. The one that accepts me and matches my energy. I want all of that, but it's not easy. Being a black girl is tough in these times because you never really know if they'll like me for my personality or looks. I bring my skin color into this because I'm more than just books. Can they deal with the excess that comes with being me? The pain that lies under the skin you can't see. Being a black girl in America is more than just weaves. It's more than the racism we have to endure. The colorism in our community is more painstaking than ever. It's hard being a black girl in these times because I'm dark-skinned and not light, you see?
Another one of the amazing poems written by the Leah Simone.
I'll be writing.
You be writing. So on this episode of Let's Chat, we're going to talk a little bit about colorism.
Yeah.
What is colorism, Leah?
So the Google definition is prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among the same ethnic or racial group.
Yes. So we have done episodes on Black representation. We've done a few different episodes talking specifically about race. So as Leah shared in her poem, she is of the age of boy liking.
Sure am. Sure am.
And with that comes the issue of colorism. Yeah. There is an issue of colorism. And how has that impacted you? Or, you know, what do you want to talk about regarding that topic?
There's a lot that goes into colorism because it's in the box of racism. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of, like, just the thing about skin color is so, like, engraved in our society and our way of life and in social media and all those kind of things. It's confusing when people say I don't see color because you have to.
Yeah,
like that's literally like
unless you can't see or unless you're colorblind, you see color.
You see color.
Yeah. So how have you had to deal with colorism? Just in respect to the poem that you just read.
Yeah. So, you know, I've had crushes. Yes. Who hasn't had crushes? But I have had crushes. And with my friends, because I'm like, my friends are Hispanic and Asian. Mm-hmm. So I'm black on my friend group. And I always have to ask them, does he like black girls? Like, does he like dark-skinned girls?
Right.
Because I'm not going to be like the main choice. I'm not going to be the main focus is what I've realized as I've, come up. And especially in where we live, it's very prone for lighter skinned people. No disrespect because they're all like beautiful and stuff. But like it's just hard finding
a boy who likes brown girls.
Yeah.
Who are absolutely gorgeous like you. I mean, my daughter is gorgeous, y'all. Y'all watching this video. Right. Y'all see how pretty she is.
Thanks.
But so the issue is you always have to ask that question.
Yeah.
Like, does the boy who just so happens to be her type? My daughter likes tall, brown skin.
Sure do.
Well-groomed.
Yep.
Young men.
Yes.
That's her preference.
Sure.
And those boys oftentimes are not checking for the chocolate girls. How do you deal with that? Like how does that make you feel?
When it first started, like when people first like, oh, he doesn't like black girls, like, oh, you'll never bag him, that kind of thing. It's like so like disrespectful. It's like, all right, you kind of dragged it, but it's like I can't do anything about that. I can't change them, and I can't change myself. Like,
would you?
No.
Okay.
Because, like, at the end of the day,
it's night.
And I learned that I don't need to change anything about myself to appeal to anyone else.
And you learned that at 14.
Yeah.
How did you learn that? Like, where did that come from?
In like 5th grade, I was about to bring it up. That's why. You like made me. You didn't make me read the book, but you introduced me to a book called Genesis Begins Again or something like that. I'm so sorry, I forgot the author. But
That's okay.
you did great, sis.
Yeah.
And it was about this dark-skinned girl who hated how dark she was, and she did everything she could to change her skin color, and it never worked. And she just had to find a way to love herself. And I was like, okay, I'm not that dark, so there's nothing I can change about myself. So I might just have to get it together, know that I am who I am, and be cool with that.
I love that. I love that you were able to figure that out so early in life, because there are a lot of women who are grown, adult women, who are yet dealing with their color, their complexion, not loving who they are, not embracing, who they are on the outside, and that causes them much strife, a lot of heartache. And it's not to say that it's only happening for dark-skinned women. It also happens for light-skinned women. There are some light-skinned women that I know personally who have had to deal with that. They're being the only lighter person in their family, and how that made them feel, how they were treated by their peers. It's very interesting. Colorism is very interesting and heartbreaking.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with boys who are not into brown girls? Like, what do you?
I'm a firm believer that there's always gonna be someone for anybody. Like, no matter how you are, what you're into, like your hobbies, your personality, there's always gonna be someone for you, even if it's gonna take longer to find them. There's always gonna be someone.
That's true.
So, and I'm only 14,
You're only 14.
So
you can't start dating until you're 16 anyway. She can't start dating until she's 16 anyway. Don't call her. She can't start.
Get in the comments. It's okay.
How do you think social media or entertainment is impacting, the topic of colorism?
I haven't really seen it a lot. I've seen it on like social media and that kind of thing ever since like it's gotten more notarized. Like people started talking about it more in 2020, of course.
Of course. Because people were home and they ain't have nothing else better to do.
That's when everyone was just
doing all the things.
On one.
Yeah.
The whole world was just
on
one.
I agree.
So people, of course, were like talking about it in television, how like the black characters were always light. Like didn't they change Aunt Viv in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
They did.
Type thing. Like
they did change Aunt Viv to a lighter.
I've seen so many things with like sisters and like black family sitcoms. The sister was always light and the brother was always dark. Or like the mom was always light and the dad was always dark. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I've seen it more engraved in real life too. Like about boys saying, "Oh, only like light-skinned girls, like or only like curly hair girls." It's gotten surprising when boys put in their bios, "I love black women."
Wow.
Like it's gotten like, oh my gosh, is he serious? Like,
really?
Is he really about that? Yeah. Like whenever my friends show me someone's post and they say, "I love black women" in their bios, like, are they for real?
Wow. In what way? Like, are they for real? In what way? Like, do you have to say that? Or really, they like black girls? Like, in what way?
In the time, it's like, really, they're like black girls. But when you really think about it, it's like, why do they have to say that? Like, why has it gotten to a point where you have to be like, "I love black women"? Like, that should...
But that's because, there's so many who don't.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So you gotta let it be known.
You gotta let it be. Wow.
Yeah.
At 14.
Yeah.
That's scary. I'm so scared for our future. Y'all are messed up already.
But this concept has been so like...
Forever. It's been around forever.
Engraved in our nation.
Yeah. It's absolutely engraved in our nation. Lighter is better. And that's not necessarily the case.
No.
Black is not bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm really, really impressed with who you are, Leah, to be quite honest. You know, I'll pat myself a little bit on the back because I had a little bit to do with that. But I feel like you should definitely have these conversations with your peers. Talk to them. Let them know how you feel. Let them know what colorism means to you as an African American, especially since your friend group, you know, is so diverse. Having those conversations are really important, and I want you to do that more often than not. Share that poem. It's powerful, you know, because it's something that you have on your mind and on your heart. And people can learn from it. You know, it's really important that we share these conversations. I'd love to know if any of our viewers or listeners have had to deal with colorism. What side of the spectrum are you on? And it's not only about, you know, dating white people or whatever, but specifically within the African American community, the African community, the Caribbean community, you know, having those conversations about lighter being right. And how does that make even the light-skinned people feel? Like, how do they deal with, you know, I don't know. Like, there was a whole time I remember when I was growing up where, you know, the light-skinned guys was everything. And then there was a point where the dark-skinned guys was everything and the light-skinned guys was nothing. It's like, it's amazing how a person's outward appearance would make you pick them over someone else. You know, what you could be missing out on by purely looking at somebody's complexion. So I'm glad that you are on the right path, Leah. Continue where you are. And, you know, I'm here to support you.
Thank you.
Our listeners are here to support you. If you have any advice, any thoughts, comments, please be sure to share.
If there's anyone.
16.
If there's anyone.
Oh, good Lord. We have something new that we are doing on Let's Chat, and it's called Hot Takes. So what is today's hot take, Leah?
Okay, we have two.
Okay, we have two hot takes.
As per usual. Let me find them. I got you guys.
She had them, and then she lost them. So here they are.
Okay. This is one I feel like we're both going to agree on.
Okay.
Skipping breakfast is perfectly fine and healthy.
I mean, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
If you don't have time in the day, it's good to eat.
It is good to eat.
You have to eat. It's very
important.
Nutrition is good.
Nutrition is good.
But it has been said that breakfast is the most important meal in the day. Is it really?
Is it really?
I don't think so.
Depends on when you get up, maybe.
Breakfast can be classified as anything.
This is what I was getting ready to say. Your first meal is your breakfast. So there you go. Yeah. It is the most important meal of the day.
Okay.
Whenever you have it. What do y'all think?
Okay, this is something I really agree on.
Uh-oh.
We should get rid of daylight savings time.
I agree.
It makes zero sense.
It makes
What
zero
is
sense.
it?
I think daylight savings time came into being for the farmers. That's what I think.
What does that have to do with us?
Nothing.
So I believe we should just keep our hour so we can sleep longer. And everything can work out.
And everything can work out.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with me, Leah.
Of course.
This is a really great conversation. I hope that we can continue it in the comments section. Colorism is a really serious topic, and although we kept it short and sweet today, we definitely want to continue the conversation. So hit us up on social. You can reach us on Instagram, Let's Chat _podcast, and definitely here on YouTube. Please be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks again for listening and watching. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.